Okay, I'm gonna make okonomiyaki, which is, I think they call it Japanese pancake griddle things, but it's also called Japanese pizza. And to do this first, I'm going to have I have cabbage, I have onion, I have bacon, I have flour, eggs, potato chips, okonomiyaki sauce. I found this, luckily I live in California, so I found this in the Asian market, and some Kewpie mayonnaise sauce. Oh, and baking powder. So the first thing I'm going to do is chop up this onion and then grill it. So I chopped up my onions, about that consistency. I'm going to put them in a bowl and then I'm going to fry them up. So while the onion is frying, I'm going to go ahead and I figure it's a good time to chop up the cabbage. So that's what I'm going to do right now, is just start chopping up the cabbage. And basically I'm just trying to get it to be in, like, I guess coleslaw type pieces. Not too big, but not too small either. And we'll just see how it goes. So as you can see, I just put a little bit of olive oil in there. I'm going to go ahead and put my onions in there. And they'll start to fry. And I guess the goal of this right now is to get them golden brown. So I'm going to mix them up, stir them up, and go golden brown. I don't think the olive oil is really that necessary, but I like it. So it helps make them go browner faster. And so I'll just do that. Okay, so I've chopped up all the cabbage. The onions are almost done. And so now I'm going to make the sauce. Now for the sauce, I really didn't get a recipe. I just kind of got a consistency. And so I'm just going to use a little bit because baking powder goes a long way. And just use a tiny bit of baking powder. And that looks about right to me. That's what I saw in the video, so that's what I'm going to do. And then for the flour, I'm going to put a lot more flour in there. This is a measuring cup. It's 1/3. I'm going to use probably a full cup of flour. That should about offset the baking powder. I don't know. I got this off the internet. So there's also a recipe on the back of this okonomi sauce, which says a cup of all-purpose flour, but it doesn't say anything on here about baking powder. But the guy on the video that was from Japan did baking powder, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this and add some water in there. And this I'm going to have to be careful, so I'm going to stop and then I'll show you the consistency when I'm done. Okay, so as you can see, my onions here are brown, and I have the fan on, cooking tip. Don't cook them too much or they'll turn brown like that. You just want them nice golden brown. I actually messed up here and had to end up cooking another onion. So we're just looking for a consistent brown, maybe a little bit darker. Make it a little bit dark than what you're probably normal. But don't overdo it because then you'll just have black remains and that's bad. So these are about ready, so I'm going to turn off the heat now and set them aside and get them next to the cabbage that I cut earlier. So we'll do that. As far as the, so here's that flour and baking powder. I decided to add an egg. I'm thinking since these are Japanese pancakes, I'd like them a little fluff here. I know that's not how you normally put crepes in. And actually the recipe that I saw had the egg on top. But the recipe on the thing here said, on the sauce, said to put the egg in there. It actually said to put 3 eggs in here. But I'm only putting in 1. I just like a little bit of extra fluffiness to it. I know we're looking for the consistency of a crepe. But basically right now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get out the lumps out of it, and my consistency is good enough so that you can see it fold over on itself, but it's just not like straight water. You don't want it too runny there. So I'm going to do that, and then I will be adding this to some other ingredients, and I'll show you that later. Okay, so just so you can see here, I have halved my bacon in half. This is just so that when we do our final step that it'll be easier to place. You'll see that in a second. And then in a large bowl, I put some crushed potato chips, some cabbage, and my fried onions. And basically with that, I'm going to take my sauce my little flour mixture here, and I'm just going to go ahead and pour that in and mix them all together. So that's my next step. Okay, so one thing that was not mentioned in the videos is that it's really hard to turn these things over. And so what I had to do is separate them into three. As you can see, I put the bacon on top of them, and I'm flipping them over. And I think I need to turn down my... Yeah, that one didn't flip over so well. Turn down the flame a little bit. So I'm cooking a little bit fast. So now I need to go get the okonomiyaki sauce and put that on top. Okay, so I applied the okonomiyaki. I'm just trying to get that to go. The okonomiyaki sauce tastes kind of like barbecue sauce. It says it's made with fruits and vegetables. I'm like, okay, what fruit and vegetable looks like that? But then again, it comes from Japan, so I might say anything. So they're not like round, perfect. Kind of look like croquets the way I'm making them. But you know, it works. I'm happy. And I'm going to cook these up until the bacon fries up, at least where I don't think I'm going to get like some kind of disease from the bacon. And then we'll go to the next step, which is going to be putting on some mayonnaise. Okay. So what I got so far, I got 3 ones. As you can see, my flipping skills were not that great, so I had to divide them up into 3 little ones. They kind of look like hamburgers at this point, but little griddles. And I'm just going to cross on some of this mayonnaise, so that's what I'm going to do next. So as you can see, I've applied mayonnaise, and now all we'll have to do is try it out and see if we like it. This mayonnaise was Kewpie mayonnaise. I found this along with the okonomi sauce at an Asian market in Magnolia in Riverside. And it's just going to help me eat this up, and we'll see how we like it. So thank you very much for the recipe for all those that were online. And we're going to now try our Japanese okonomiyaki, also known as Japanese pizza.